What's good, everybody? My name is Polo. Hope you're doing well. And today I have a request to check out Lynyrd Skynyrd Free Bird. And this one was done in 1975. Now, before we get started, if you like this type of content, do me a big favor and like the video. If you want to stay up to date whenever I post, subscribe and hit that notification bell. The engagement helps the video grow and lets me know to put out more content like this. All right, let's check it out. All right, let's go. This is an amazing intro. Love the piano in the beginning. And then it switches. It's definitely a unique sound. As soon as you hear this intro, you immediately know it's Lynyrd Skynyrd. I remember hearing this for the first time, the studio record. Yes, I have heard the studio record. I absolutely love the studio record. So I'm actually comparing, what I've heard in the studio from their live performance, and I can actually see that they are really, really, really good live. All right. Let's keep it going. It took me a minute to come to this point, and I have a strange relationship with this song, meaning that I've heard this song for a large percentage of my life, but I never actually listened to it because I believe this song is in Forrest Gump, and I've seen that movie a million times. If not Forrest Gump, it's in a film that I've always heard the music. I couldn't really say whether I liked it or disliked it. I just thought that it just fit well with the music for the time period that they're, typically when you hear this, they're doing it from that time, from, the 1970s, or that's what they're basing it off of. But it took for me to start a YouTube channel and start listening to different music, and then actually sitting down someone to send a request for me to react to the actual record. And it does help that, the genre that I grew up listening to has become such garbage. It's making a lot of people branch out into different types of music nowadays. That's one positive aspect of it, but I have a different appreciation for it. Basically is what I'm trying to say. So absolutely amazing performance so far. Let's keep it going.
If I stay with you now, things just wouldn't be the same. 'Cause I'm as free as bird now. Perrysburg, you cannot change.
Chills a little bit there. for that, Lord knows. The funny thing about Lynyrd Skynyrd is they have this southern rock feel to them or whatever. I don't quite know the genre, but it's that southern feel. And then they bust out with like this classical playing piano, or whatever in the middle of this song. And it's just a beautiful blend that I like about their style, because you never know what you're going to get in terms of all the talented musicians they have in this band. All right. Beauty of this song is, like, it actually feels like freedom. You know what I mean? That is, I know it's cliche, and I try to avoid them if I can, but you get that feeling when you listen to this song. Okay. And also I have an appreciation for, sometimes the way lyrics are written and the melodies that they choose, and this really slow way that he's delivering the lyrics. But you can feel every lyric. Just an amazing classic American song. Before they get started with that, I love when I can see that the lead singer is really immersed in their music. Sometimes these people, they get on stage and you can tell they're just ringing it in. They've done this a million times. They've been doing it for 30 years. But from his body language and all of them, you can just see that back then they just didn't play when it came to performing live. All right. Just, they go up there and they just kill it. He's killing it. Love the performance in itself, not just how good the music sounds. Because I also look at the band and, if I was there, would I be entertained by what I'm watching? And yes. killing on the drums. The video really just ends. All right, so I had to do a cut here, but absolutely enjoyed the performance with Lynyrd Skynyrd. These guys are insane in terms of their talent and their creative ability to put together music that nobody's heard before, their own sound, and also the ability to get on stage and perform it. I'm not going to say just as good as the record, but pretty damn close as far as the entertainment value is concerned, or at least I was. I was just as entertained watching that live performance as I would have been listening to the studio record. Another thing I want to talk about is that big ass Confederate flag in the background. You know what I mean? It takes an open mind and the ability to look past certain things to enjoy the music of someone who flies the flag in the background. You know what I mean? You know, with strong pride. And on one hand, I get it, as, you know, even though that's the side that fought to keep slavery, you know, me as a black man listening to the music, I can see past that and still see how good that damn music was, you know. But on the other hand, some people say, hey, we still have a lot of other history aside from slavery that we hold near and dear, and that's why we still love the flag and things of that nature. And I can see it from that perspective. But, you know, for some people watching, you know, a black guy listening to music with white people performing with the Confederate flag behind them, you know, that whole thing is there, you know. But that's my take on it. I enjoyed the music. I enjoy the reaction. I hope you guys did. These are my thoughts. If you like honest reactions and opinions, do me a big favor and like the video. If you want to stay up to date whenever I post, subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you want to support the show past that, as these music reactions are not monetized, you can buy me a coffee in the link below and let me know what I should check out next. Or you can hit me up on Patreon and catch content that doesn't make my YouTube channel. I appreciate you guys for watching. Peace.
I did it.